The most striking feature of a goldfinch when seen close up is not gold, but red, the bold patch on its face. The gold that gives the bird its name is on the wings. Identifying a goldfinch is an easy matter. Its boldly patterned black, white and red head sees to that, but telling male from female can be nigh on impossible. Look for the red face patch. On the male, it stretches slightly further back beyond the eye than on the female. The goldfinch's looks, as well as its attractive calls and more elaborate song, make it a welcome visitor to gardens. Also, a treat to see are its lively antics when feeding. Like other finches, the goldfinch is a seed eater, but it specialises in extracting delicate seeds from thistles, groundsel, knapweed, burdocks and dandelions. The goldfinch is also particularly partial to teasels. If you plant these in your garden, you need only wait until the autumn and winter to see goldfinches perching acrobatically on the swaying stems, poking their beaks deep inside the teasel heads in search of the seeds, which lie at the bottom of long, spiked tubes. The goldfinch's bill is specially adapted to reach these tasty seeds. It's long and tapers markedly. This enables the bird to probe deeply into the tightly packed flower heads to tweak out the seeds, while its small body is lightweight enough for the bird to hang onto the stems as it feeds. Male goldfinches feed more on teasel seeds than females. Although their beaks are just a millimetre longer, this is enough to make a difference. In winter, when dead seed heads fall from the plants, goldfinches find it easier to feed on the seeds on the ground. In order to make your garden attractive to goldfinches, it's best to incorporate a wild patch containing some thistles, groundsels or other wild composite plants to satisfy its need for their seeds. If you're putting out a feeder to attract this species, the best food to put in is Niger seed. The goldfinch has perhaps one of the most apt collective nouns. A flock is known as a charm of goldfinches. However, the term actually derives from an Old English word which described the chorus of liquid tinkling calls produced by a flock. As they fly about in search of seeds, goldfinch charms often keep up an almost constant twitter. Their flight style, too, is very characteristic. Although all finches have a more or less bounding flight, goldfinches have a dancing or deeply bounding action, like marionettes pulled up and down on strings. When the breeding season comes around, the female goldfinch builds the nest, a beautifully neat, deep cup of roots, grass and moss lined with the down from seeds of thistles and other plants and wool. This is usually sited on the outermost twigs of a tree among dense cover, where it's often bound to the flimsy support with cobwebs. Sometimes goldfinches decorate the nests with aromatic flowers. The brood are fed by both parents, mostly on insects at first, but then increasing amounts of seeds. The male also feeds the female at the nest, strengthening the pair bond. The juveniles do not have the striking markings of the adult birds, but the yellow bands on their wings and their black and white wingtips are good identification clues. If you make the effort to attract these striking birds to your garden, you'll be glad that you did. The goldfinch is attractive and acrobatic.